So today we welcome back John Jackson of the official Bon Scott estate. He's the guitarist and the catalyst of the putting together these amazing Bon Scott tribute shows. So John, good to see you again. Good to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Walt. I really appreciate your time.
Talk about the show coming up. It's the 31st of January, only a few weeks away. Katie's in Smithtown, New York. That's out in Long Island. I've never been there personally. I'm going to do my best to try to get out there and see you guys again. Give us all the skinny on the show.
So it's they're open and they do a lot of music, a lot of rock shows, some tribute bands, a lot of original music. So, we're just going in there on a Friday night, taking one of their slots and gonna work this thing out. So it's flex the muscle a little bit, as they say. Um, so yeah, it'll be Friday the 31st of January, 8 o'clock. And I'm sure there'll be another band or two on the schedule as well, but we'll be there and you can hear, all your favorite Bon era AC/DC songs.
Last time we talked, it was July of 2024, and we were down at Arlene's Grocery for the inaugural tribute show. It was an awesome event. I loved it. Tell me about like what happened with that show. How was it received? What kind of feedback did you get?
Oh, that show was received amazingly well. We had sold it out. So, the club was happy. We were really happy. You were there. The fans,
Yeah.
were really into it. Anytime it's the first of anything, it's tough to, get people to understand what you're doing. And the fact that we had, 16 singers doing 16 songs, all paying tribute to the man, was, I would think, a little unique. And people really seemed to enjoy it. So, we plan on having a birthday bash every year moving forward, including 2026 will have been his 80th birthday. But in between, we're just looking to get the word out, stay sharp, try out some other singers, really just sort of make it a more regular thing. So we're not just doing it once a year. So that's why we're starting at Katie's over in Smithtown, Long Island on the 31st of January.
Was there any recordings or photos, or did anybody from, let's say, the official estate attend this, or how was it received over there for anybody that maybe couldn't come over to New York?
No, the family's all in Western Australia, so they didn't come over, but we did film the show. There's a cool little wrap up on the Bond YouTube channel, and we got a lot of pictures and stuff. So there was a lot of good feelings about it from the family afterwards. They were very excited.
Maybe for those that didn't get a chance to go down to the show in New York, just recap who the band is, the players themselves, not the singers, just the band. Yourself, obviously, you're playing the part of Malcolm Young, but who are the others?
So Paul McGilloway, who's an Irish guy that lived in the city for a long time and does plays with Bobby Rondinelli, plays with a lot of people out of Long Island. He lives out there now, so he is Angus. He's got the SG to prove it and all the moves and the licks and everything. So the two of us play Malcolm and Angus, and then Jules Rodino, who is in Blue Oyster Cult now, is the drummer. And for the Blast Birthday show, we used Greg Smith was the bass player who's in Voyage and a bunch of big tribute bands. So that was the band. Then, we're open to using some other folks at any of the positions besides the guitar players, just to sort of keep it going, having subs and stuff like that, making it a real professional experience. So, I think you could come 5 times and see 5 slightly different lineups, and that's all good because we're just celebrating the great music.
So, I mean, going into the singers, I mean, if I recall right, you did 13, 14, 15 songs, something like that.
Hmm.
And there was only one song per singer aside from the encore, which was Highway to Hell, and everybody came out on stage. Are you going to repeat the singers? I mean, assuming most of them are tri-state area, but then again, you had one guy, I don't remember his name, but I think he came in from the UK. I think he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
Sin City.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
who's
Yep.
going to be there this time? Who do you
So
got
this
lined up
so
for the
this
show?
time the only repeat this time is a guy called Peter Shaw who sings with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. He did Let There Be Rock at the birthday show. So he'll do that again, plus probably a couple of others. We've got a guy named Chris Antos who does AC/DC tribute bands himself. He's going to do a few, and a guy called Sean Dolan, who, according to Paul, is the greatest singer he's seen besides Bon. So
Okay.
we're really excited about this one. We got those three guys who will be doing, five, six songs a piece, something like that. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's we welcome anyone that's ever done it, welcome them back. We're looking for more people who want to do it. Hopefully, eventually someday we'll have sort of a bigger theater experience of the thing, and really be able to invite some big name sort of guests at any of the spots.
Okay. So what in terms of approaching the set list, are you going to kind of stay with the same show as July, or do you plan maybe expanding it, maybe getting into some of these deep tracks? Because I will tell you something, John, that you would find interesting. Just recently, we released one of our newer episodes. Yeah, I didn't participate in it, but my partner John did, and it was a very, let's call it, vague topic. It was just top five AC/DC songs. We had Jesse Fink, the author, who you're familiar with, on the show, as well as a few other people. And it ended up being a panel show of sorts. And between the four of them, they came up with, let's say, 20, 25 other top AC/DC songs. Again, a bit subjective. We didn't put any definition behind it, but I will tell you probably 95% of them came from the Bond era. So we know that in a general sense, from journalists and writers and just the average fan, there's a soft spot for the Bond era that maybe some people say, hey, that was the best era. So what are you going to do for the show in terms of songs?
Well, I think there's, even within the Bon era, there's like 10 songs that you just have to do. So, that only leaves you with five or six slots to play around with. And for this one, we'll be doing the same 16 as the birthday show. But I think for this year's birthday show in July, I think we're gonna, get out some slightly more, I would call them fan favorites, like What's Next to the Moon or Ride On or something like that, so that it's a little bit more mixed up. But you got to do Rosie, and you got to do Let There Be Rock and Long Way to the Top and all that stuff. So and we really want to get an actual bagpiper in for Long Way to the Top for the birthday this year.
Well, that would be amazing. So I was going to say, and you alluded to it. Well, I mean, what is the long term intentions of this ensemble? Is it going to be just an annual thing in the New York area where every year you bring the thing together, or do you look to expand this, maybe play some other bigger cities in the States, maybe take it somewhere else? Like what's the whole intention of this long term?
The long term is, every July 9th, we're going to have hopefully a bigger and bigger show. But, that's not the kind of thing you can do once a year. So the idea now is, how do we fill in some other shows just to remind people that we're out there, remind people that the birthday is always coming. And, there's sort of a payoff at every July 9th. So, if there's two or three shows that happen, between now and then, that would be great. We're not looking to be an actual tribute band. Like there's Queen tribute bands and Stones tribute bands that are all awesome. That's not really what we're doing. We really just want to make it a fun night of Bond's, the music that he helped write in AC/DC, and just remind people that he was this person and he did these things, and he still matters after all this time. 40 some years after his passing. So it's that's really what we're trying to do, is just remind people, what he did, and that he was better than anybody at it.
That's great, and we love that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I assume we just check Katie's website, all their socials. Any other place where our listeners can find out where to buy tickets to this or get any information? Where would they go?
Yeah, it's just Katie's of Smithtown.com. You can get all of the information about all the different shows. And they've got the show up for the 31st on their site now. Yeah, I think it's a lot of walk up that they do, but they do a lot of other great shows at this place. So I'm really excited, including Bobby Rondinelli's Tuesday Jam that still happens on
Okay.
Tuesdays.
Maybe we'll see Bobby up there. Maybe he'll do a guest appearance.
That'd be
You never
crazy.
know.
I know.
Hey,
I
if
know.
he's a local boy. So, well, hey, John, it was good catching up. I wish you the best. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to see you out there. And we'll keep in touch, and let's keep this going. Good luck. Again, 31st of January, Katie's, Smithtown, New York, the official Bon Scott tribute band featuring John Jackson. Get out there and see it. It's a great show. You will not be disappointed. John, thanks for coming on again, all right?
Thank you so much, Walt. Really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome. See you again.
Metal for Life.
Thank you for listening to Metal Mayhem ROC. Check out our website at metalmayhemroc.com for information on podcasts, archives, links to all our live radio shows, and all sorts of info. Please like, follow, and share with everyone, even your non-metal friends. And always remember to keep it heavy.